bring you another video. This video we're going to be talking about UFC 4, the new game that should be coming out sometime soon. We've got pretty much no information about it, but I'm sure you guys are excited about the new game, and I just want to put this video out there to say one thing that I think should change, but it's kind of a general thing about the entire game. And so let me know in the comments what you guys feel about this particular point with UFC 4 going from UFC 3 to UFC 4. Some of the things that I would like to see change, and basically the overall thing with this video is the simplicity and the whole idea of less is more. I'm sure you guys have heard that, so I think that you can apply that same concept to the video games and a lot of things. But so yeah, less is more. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to kick the like button. If you want to see me talk more about some more different things I want to see in UFC 4, some more wish list videos, let me know in the comments as well. But basically, I just think that UFC 3 is so complex, especially when you look at the jump up from the previous titles like UFC 2. There's just way more, mainly with the stand-up, but also it just seems to be more complex with the physics, and there's a lot of different variables that weren't there in some of the previous games. And so I just think in general UFC 3 is just too complex and has so many different multipliers and variables and numbers that it just needs to be simpler and easier for people to fully understand. And that also goes into with it being more of a competitive game. If you can make it down to the bare bones where everything is super simple and you don't have a lot of different dynamics at play, it becomes a little bit more of a competitive game. But basically the main thing also that is the main thing that is complex that I think you could fix is just the different types of levels in the game and the different perks, the move levels, and as well as the combos. There's just so many different variables, and a lot of people don't even know the way where they put the different move levels and stuff. They show you the perks when you pick your fighter, but you can't see the move level. So that's one little thing I think they could also add if they're going to keep the move levels. Just have a tab when you select your fighter, just like where you scroll over to see his health. There should be another tab where you just click over and you see a full move list. You see if you're going to keep the combos the same, you show everything that the fighter can do right up front. That way people know and can learn it a lot faster than to exit the mode, load up the practice mode. Then from practice mode, you have to click into the menus and dive into the menus. It is very hard to get to see where all these move levels are and where the combos are. So if you did want to keep them, you could just add that little tab on there when you select the fighter, so you see your perks, all their health stats, and attributes. And then you could just scroll over and see move levels and then even combos as well. But if you guys didn't know, we have perks. We've had perks since UFC, the first one. And I think it was a good idea for the first game to have the perks. But after having 3 games of perks, I think that it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to just completely remove them from the game. Because you have the perks, and then you have the level of the perks, so you have 5 different levels, and then some fighters have 1 perk, or some fighters have none, and then some fighters have like level 2, level 5, so it's very confusing, and there's a lot of, it affects the variables and the recovery, even damage recovery and stuff like that. So I don't really think we actually need those anymore. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But those are the perks. I think they're not that necessary. And then again, the move levels. This one's a little bit tricky because a lot of people I've talked to have actually, they do think that they want the move levels, because they'll be like, well, Conor McGregor's straight right is or no, straight left is more powerful than so-and-so's, but I actually think it should be based on timing and countering more than like a perk or a stat or something like that. I think it should be based on the timing and maybe the physics of the guys coming into it or not. I think it should be based on that and not just a level or something like that. The other thing that affects move levels a lot that I don't agree with is the submissions. So the submissions have move levels as well. So if you have like a level 5 armbar, you know, it's going to be different. And the thing is some of the submission levels, if you're like a level 5, you'll actually get less gates so it actually makes it a lot easier to get some of these submissions. So that's another thing that I don't think, you know, new players have any clue about a lot of this stuff, because, you know, they're not even really going into the menu. So, and that's another reason why I would want to see some of this change and make less is more for UFC 4, because you just want people to be able to pick up and understand it. And when you have all these things in the background, it's really difficult for them to fully get an understanding of what's going on. So, especially with the submissions, I think the move levels should be gone. I actually think that move levels could be taken away for all moves. So again, let me know what you guys think about that, if you think that's a good idea. And the other thing that is a little bit complex and crazy, which I thought it was a good idea for a while, but then I watched some more videos. So the combos, the set combos where you have to go in and do the set combos, it makes sense from, you know, a realistic aspect when you're actually fighting. You know, you can't just throw any type of combos. But UFC 2, you could kind of make your own combos, and I think it was a lot more creativity for the fighters, and you weren't locked into as much of a box. Now, you could put some limits on that where you'll obviously get some crazy cheese combos, so you'll have to, with certain strikes, you could put like cooldown times or something like that to make it to where you just can't spam insane combos. But I mean, even with the set combos, there are some cheesy ones that you can spam over and over. For instance, the body knee to elbows, the double elbows, the elbow spinning elbow, and all these little crazy combos that they have that I think that they could, if they got rid of the set combos, then it would just make the game a lot simpler, because you wouldn't have to have people going through these menus and looking at these different things to learn all these different combos. And overall, it's just so many variables. So the solution, my solution, again, would be to simplify all this, would pretty much be to remove all of these things out, these 3 things out the game. You could do more. So my solution would be to remove the perks, remove the move levels, and to remove the set combos. I think this would make the game easier to learn. I think it would make it more competitive, because more people would be on the same page with the fighters. You could select more of the different fighters as well. You're obviously still going to have their stats. So that's pretty much the video. That's the idea, is just to basically make the game simpler. There's a lot of other aspects you could do. Another big thing that you could do is to have full tutorials, whether it's online or in-game, that cover every single aspect and leave nothing up for you know, interpretation or anything secret. And I think it'd be a lot easier to do the tutorials if everything was simpler in the game and easier to understand. So that pretty much is the video for UFC 4. Some things I'd like to see changed and simplified in the next game. And I think that less is more in UFC 4. Let me know if you guys agree in the comments below, and let me know what type of things you would like to see in UFC 4, and maybe I can do another video on all the stuff that you guys would like to see in UFC 4. So again, let me know in the comments what you think. Leave a like on the video if you enjoy it. Also, hit that sub button if you are new to the channel. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter to be notified of when I will be going live on YouTube. Until next time, this has been MMA Game. Peace.